Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Dreams to Keys Realty. I'm Jalon, the Essential Millennial Realtor, and I am here on YouTube and TikTok. So, welcome on both platforms. I'm looking at TikTok right now, and I'm looking at YouTube. So, if you're on either platform, please let me know if you can hear me. Give me a thumbs up. Tap the screen on TikTok to give me some likes. Let's see some hearts, and we'll get started momentarily. Thank you all for joining. I see we have HB Ace on TikTok. Thank you for joining. Harmless, thank you for joining on TikTok. And let's see some hearts, some likes, add some comments throughout the live. And today we're going to be talking about the market data. So if you're not familiar with me, I am Jalon Strong, the Essential Millennial Realtor of Dreams to Keys Realty. And I am here on both platforms at this point weekly to pretty much give information about real estate. If you're looking to buy a home, you definitely want to subscribe or follow our platforms because you never know what information I'll talk about. Like today, we're talking about market data. So a lot of people want to know that type of information. So make sure that you follow each platform. Follow us or subscribe on YouTube. Click that notification bell so that you don't miss when we go live or when we have any videos uploaded. And also on TikTok, make sure that you are following our page so that anytime a short, a video, a live comes across, that you are notified. Just a few announcements before we get started. If you're in the United States, make sure that you are registered to vote. So voting for Georgia, which is the state that I am licensed in as a realtor, registration to vote ends October 7th. So you want to make sure that you are registered to vote and you can have a voting plan. So my voting plan is early voting, and I'll be voting on October 15th, which is the first day after the registration of voting closes to when you can actually go and early vote. So that's my registration plan or voting plan, and I hope you have one as well. Let's get out and vote. We won't talk about any candidates or policies on this platform, but we do encourage everyone to vote. And we know that a lot of people have experienced Hurricane Helene. We send our best wishes to everyone, hoping that everyone is watching this from a safe place and has everything that they need. And so we hope that everyone is in some type of space of relief or better spirits. So we know that that was very difficult, even some of the visuals and videos that we've seen since Hurricane Helene has come through. But we hope that everyone gets the access and resource that they need to make sure that they are doing well and their families are doing well. And in the future, you may see us talk about different things related to emergency response and how you as a homeowner can be prepared. So that's another reason that you want to follow our platforms like these videos so that you can get more information on that as we continue to grow. Welcome, Carolina. Is it Jamilio? Welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining on TikTok. So we're going to get started. And this is one of the hints to everyone watching on TikTok. I have visuals of what we'll be talking about on the YouTube channel. So if you want to see those visuals of the data that we'll be talking about or anything else, make sure that you go to our YouTube page. How do you get to our YouTube page? Very easy. If you're on TikTok, click the icon for our profile. Once you get there, you can see a link in the bio. Click the link in the bio and click the YouTube icon. It will take you directly to our YouTube page where you can like, subscribe, and join this live so that you can see all the visuals. It's a little difficult to do both platforms and the visuals. So we're just doing the visuals on YouTube, which you can replay and watch later as well. And the information that you hear from us on TikTok, you can see in short videos later. But if you want the full experience, make sure that you go to our YouTube page and follow along. I'll be showing some market data for our counties that we cover. If you're not familiar with us, we do cover Gwinnett, Fulton, and DeKalb counties here in Georgia. So we'll be going over some data today. So we talked about being registered to vote, the link in the bio. Now let's go to our market data. All right, so today I'll be doing some sharing of the screen. So that's another hint. If you're on TikTok, you probably want to join on YouTube just because it's easier to see the screens and the things that I'll be sharing. All right, so like I said, we cover Gwinnett, Fulton, and DeKalb County. One of the cities in Gwinnett County that we cover is Lawrenceville. So we're going to look at some data specific to Lawrenceville in one of the zip codes of Lawrenceville and talk about what we've seen as of August 2024. We're going to look at the month of August 2024 to the month of August 2023. We're going to compare that data for residential attached and residential detached properties for those months. We're also going to look at the data for the year. So we're going to compare year-to-date data. So that's going to be larger numbers as far as the number of homes and inventory when we look at the year-to-date data. So I'm just prepping you guys for what I will show when I share the screen. And hopefully you guys can tell me if you're seeing things effectively when I share the screen, because I'm not exactly sure what you can see when I'm sharing. So make sure that if you can't see something or something looks weird, let me know and I can make sure to make adjustments. So once again, if you're on TikTok, let's tap that screen and get some likes. We're about to talk about market data for 3 counties in Georgia, specific to our last month that we just closed. We're still in September, so we are talking about August because that's the last complete month that we have data for. And this data is a part of what I can gather from the first multiple listing service. So this is a part of an MLS, some data that we can grab quickly and just go over. So I'm going to pull up now. I'm going to, on YouTube, share my screen, and we're going to look at the data for Lawrenceville. And we're going to be on this live for probably an hour, maybe less if we can wrap things up. We're not going to waste time. We're getting into the data, asking questions, and you'll ask questions if you have any. I'll answer them, and then we'll wrap things up. So I'm going to share my screen. And we're going to go straight to the Lawrenceville market data. Hopefully you guys can see that now if you're watching on YouTube. If not, make sure on TikTok that you go to the link in the bio and see our market data that we're sharing on the screen right now on YouTube. Okay? So hopefully you guys can see that. And we're going to look at, like I mentioned before, August 2024, comparing that to August 2023 for residential detached and residential attached. We're also going to look at the year to date. So what happened from the date that this data was pulled in August from that same date the previous year in 2023. So let's look at the zip code 30043 in Lawrenceville of Gwinnett County. First, we're going to look at residential detached. And just to preface, we're going to look at all of this same data for each area that we're looking at this morning for market data. So I mentioned we're going to look at Gwinnett County, Fulton County, and DeKalb County. This is Lawrenceville, which is Gwinnett County. We're going to compare in a similar way to Fulton and DeKalb County, the same data that we're looking at here. So let's look at the new listings, which is the first line under residential detached key metrics. New listings. So this is a representation of how many properties, residential detached properties, were listed during these time periods. So when we look at 2023, we see 89 were listed. When we look at this year and this month, we're seeing 105. So that means we have more listings than we did last year this time. And that's for this specific zip code, of course. So everything is based on the zip code, the location, and that data. All right. So also for residential detached, we see pending sales. We see there's pretty much comparable sales between last year or pending sales compared to last year and this year. So we see 67 for last year's pending sales, 61 for this year's pending sales. Now, pending does not necessarily mean that it closed. It means that there was some type of executed contract. There was a an expectation that there would be a closing, but the steps have not been finalized to say that the home closed or that transaction closed. All right, so now let's go to the closed sales. We see for 2023, we had 75 for August. For 2024 thus far, or that was August, so it's closed. 2024, we had 61. So we had a little bit less this month than we did last year this time, or last year in August. The days on market until sale, which would be like cumulative days. So sometimes there could be days on market and total days on market. So if you're working with a realtor, you want to ask them if you're not sure which days on market is being referenced. So here, this is more of a cumulative days on market, meaning that the time that the home was ever placed on sale and the time till the time that it closed. Whereas just a days on market, so this is representative of total days on market. So days on market sometimes can be referenced to when the property was sold with a particular agent or broker, but this is referencing in general across all of that, no matter who was selling it, how long did this home stay on the market until it sold. So in 2023, we see that for this city, this zip code, it was 18 days last year. This year, 23. We're still under 30 days on our days on market. So that looks pretty good to me. And a lot of people may not like that number or not like seeing that it's higher than last year, but it's still relatively close. And if you have a home that you are looking to sell, this is some information that you would want to know, because are you prepared to potentially need an extra 23 days to cover that home? Let's say if you're selling one home, but you're trying to move into another one. Well, make sure that you have enough saved or enough financial positioning to where you can handle these days on market while you're still making preparations for your next phase of life. So that's something you would want to know, something you can ask your realtor, whomever you are working with. What are the total days on market? You want to know the total, not just the days on market for that particular realtor that's selling or helping to sell the property for that homeowner. You want to know the total. Okay, so that's just a little tidbit that you can take and use for your benefit if you're looking not only to buy, but also to sell. All right, so we're still looking at August 2023 and 2024, not yet year to date, but let's move to the next row, which is median sales price. Median sales price. The median sales price is the price in the middle. So that is essentially when we look at all of the properties, what was the number in the middle of that as far as the sales price? And that number for 2023 was 419,900. This year in August of 2024, we saw an increase slightly of 425,000. So we see that there's a slight increase in the median sales price. And if you're someone who is looking to buy a home, but you're not quite sure on where you would stand price-wise, maybe you have a pre-qualification not yet pre-approved, or even if you have a pre-approval and you're trying to figure out where exactly to live, maybe you don't have a specific zip code in mind. Things like this would be information that a realtor or real estate agent can provide to you to kind of help you solidify where you might want to live. Where could you afford to live? So we don't want anyone house poor. We make sure that when you're working with us, when you're working with me, that we make informed decisions. Even though things may look nice aesthetically, we want to be able to afford them, of course. So we've got to make sure we're making sound decisions, not just decisions based on emotion. So this median sales price is some information that can help guide you if you're not quite sure where you want to live and you're looking to buy a home. All right, so average sales price. Average means that we're taking all of the numbers and dividing them by the quantity of properties that were sold. So that's different than the median. It's not the middle point as the median is. All right. And so we see that the average for 2023 in August was $455,745, whereas August 2024 was slightly higher, with the average sales price being $474,900. And this is for this specific zip code once again. So we see that we have an increase slightly in median sales price and average sales price for 30043 Lawrenceville in Gwinnett County. Now let's look at the percent of list price received. So this goes more to, was the property priced correctly and on both ends. So we have a seller and possibly a seller's agent that's listing the property. Did they list it correctly? Then we have a buyer and buyer's agent possibly. They're going to do some research to see if that property is listed correctly before they purchase it, before there is a purchase for the buyer. So this number should relatively be close to 100. So we see in this case, it's 100% in August 2023, and it is 98.5% in August 2024. Now, I want to point out that this data does not reference any concessions or things like that in the transaction. So this may have been something that is an outlier that affects this data, but we do see that the number is close to 100, so that's pretty good. That means that homes relatively are being priced correctly and being bought very close to their pricing or listing price. Now let's look at inventory of homes for sale. August 2023 for 30043 Lawrenceville in Gwinnett County, we had 104 homes for sale. August 2024, it was 193. So we see more inventory, which is a bit of a contrast from what you might be hearing in the media, that we don't have enough inventory. We don't have enough inventory. Well, this is why you need a realtor, and this is why you need a real estate agent and a team when you are looking to buy a home, because what you hear in the media is not what we are seeing, and it's not what the data shows all the time. So that's why it's wise to use experts, use people in the field that you need the type of assistance for, because as we see, the inventory is higher, and that kind of contrasts to what you may be hearing in the media, that we don't have enough inventory. But here we have more than we did last year. All right. And months supply of inventory. August 2023, 1.6 months. August 2024, 3.3 months. Again, for zip code 30043 in Lawrenceville, Gwinnett County. Let's see some likes. Let's see some hearts on TikTok. This is some good information. I bet you didn't know that the inventory was higher this year than last year in Lawrenceville. So the inventory is higher, but the month supply of inventory, that means that that number or the amount of months that is representing is saying that as of August 2023, it would have taken 1.6 months, so about 2 months, for the inventory that was available at that time to be sold. All of that inventory being sold with nothing else being added. Now, for August 2024, that 3.3 is the month supply, or the amount of months that it would take to sell those homes with nothing else added. So we did have a longer time with months on supply. We have more inventory, but it may be on supply, or it may be in the listing phase for longer. So that's something to take into consideration, especially if you're selling, because if you don't sell the home in, let's say, 3 months, are you prepared to continue to cover the expenses of the home? Are you prepared and positioned financially to do that? So that's something to think about if you're thinking to sell. Now, that was just August 2023 versus August of 2024, looking at the zip code 30043 in Lawrenceville, Gwinnett County. Let's look at the year to date. So same zip code, same type of property, residential detached. So let's look at the year to date. So year to date, we see new listings In August, as of August 2023, it was 683, but of August 2024, it's 790. Those are new listings year to date. So those numbers are higher than our month-to-month comparisons because it's comparing throughout the year. So that's more information. Of course, we would expect those numbers to be much higher. So we have new listings, more inventory. Probably not what you're hearing in the media. There's more inventory. All right, so pending sales, same information year to date, 548 for the residential detached through August of 2023, but through August 2024 year to date, 512. So we have a little bit less of pending sales year to date for this zip code for this type of property. And that is pretty similar to what we saw when we compared both months. There was a bit more pending sales when we looked at each month last year. Comparing 2023, we had a slightly more pending sales, as well as we had slightly more year to date for pending sales. Now looking at closed sales, similar thing. We had a bit more last year, 536 year to date. And this year, as of August 2024, 492. So we're seeing that we have more inventory as of this year for this zip code, city, and county, but we are not closing as fast. So that's another thing to think about if you're looking to sell. Are you prepared financially to withstand the amount of time that your home may be listed prior to its sale? All right. Days on market until sale. So we see that this is a little bit different. Through August 2023, year to date, there were 32 days on market until sale. Through August 2024, year to date, 25. So we were selling year to date a bit faster as of this year than we were last year to date. So that's something to know. Everything as far as that data, days on market until sale, is under 30 days for this year. Last year, it crept a little bit over with the year to date metric, but that's something to know. Are you prepared to have your home, if you're looking to sell, be on the market for at least 30 days? Or if not more, looking at the month supply of inventory. So that's something to keep in mind if you're looking to sell a home this year or anytime in the future. Median sales price year to date for August 2023, we had $413,250 for August 2023. But through this year of August 2024, we saw the median sales price of $435,000. So our middle point is higher this year than it was last year for this zip code. Looking at the average sales price, we explained the median and the average some time ago. Check out the YouTube video if you want to catch up on the replay. But the average sales price year to date through, so we're looking at through August 2023, the average sales price was $437,666. Year to date through August 2024, the average sales price was $464,718. Increase, increase, increase. So we're seeing that the average and the median sales price is higher. All right. Now I'm looking at the percent of list price received. Like I said, that should be close to 100% if it's priced correctly and bought at listing price. So the year to date through August 2023 for, again, the residential detached properties in the zip code of 30043, which is Lawrenceville in Gwinnett County, was 99.3%. And through August 2024, it's 99%. So pretty close, not much difference there. And regardless, if you're looking at year to date or just the months comparison, the percent of list price received is pretty much close to 100%. So that speaks to our properties being listed correctly and being bought close to listing price. And based on this data, the answer would be yes. All right, so that was residential detached. And once again, if you're on TikTok and you want to see what I'm looking at and what I'm referencing, you can see that right now if you go to our YouTube page. So you want to go to the link in the bio. So you can go to our profile, go to the link in the bio, find the YouTube icon, click on it. It'll take you directly to our page. Subscribe because you're going to want to, and make sure that you get to our live where you can see the data that we're referencing. If you can't do that right now, that's fine. Make sure that you get to that icon, subscribe, and you can check it out later. So that was all residential detached. We're going to stay within that realm just for a second, and I'm going to show you the median sales price of a rolling 12-month calculation, meaning that this data will express the current month and the 11 months prior in a single data point, and we're going to look at a 10-year span. So if you can focus your attention on this area to the left, bottom left, where we see the median sales price, residential detached, for a rolling 12-month calculation. The very faint or lighter gray line is all MLS data, and the green line is that of the zip code that we've been looking at, 30043. So we see back in 2014, we had both the MLS and the zip code data showing that the median sales price was somewhere between $150,000 and $200,000. When we got to 2018, we see that both were pretty much comparable, being between $200,000 and $250,000. By 2022 or so, we saw an increase of both. They're pretty comparable still, but we see that once we get to 2022, January 2022, there's a bit of a divide forming. And we see that the zip code 30043 has hit the $350,000 median sales price point, whereas the all MLS line is showing that it's between the $300,000 price point and the 350 price point. So we see that this zip code increased in the median sales price by January of 2022. Now, where we are at the latest point of this data is there's a bit of a divide where we see a larger separation between all MLS and this zip code 30043. So we see that the all MLS has stayed up under the $400,000 median sales price point, and the zip code that we're looking at, the 30043 zip code, has surpassed that and is between $400,000 and $450,000. So we see that this particular zip code, over time, looking at the last 10 years of data, comparing it to the all MLS data, has a higher price point than the median sales price of all MLS data. And that is looking at a 10-year time frame and seeing that there was a bit of a divide that formed around 2022, January 2022 or so. All right, so that was residential detached. Residential detached could look like a single family home. So that's what we just talked about, residential detached thus far. Now we're going to move to residential attached. So when we get to the DeKalb and the Fulton County, we're going to move a little bit faster because this was our first introduction to this type of data. The data there will be similar, and we won't be breaking down all the terms as much because we described them already. And like I said, if you're on TikTok, let's see some hearts, let's see some likes. This is market data. I don't know where else you're getting that on TikTok, but make sure that you click that screen. Let's see some hearts and likes. And if you want to see the data for yourself live while we're going through it, make sure that you go to the bio, click the link in the bio, and click the YouTube icon so that you can get to our YouTube page where we are sharing this data live. All right. So residential attached, August 2023 to 2024, new listings. We have much more as of August 2024. And it was 14 last year, 31 this year. Significant difference to me. It's a 121.4% increase. All right. Now looking at pending sales, we have 10 for 2023 and 7 for August 2024. So not much difference there. 10, 7, pretty close. Looking at closed sales, 15 for August 2023, 7 for August 2024. That's almost half of a difference. So the closed sales are less than they were last year in August. All right. And days on market until sale, 15 for August 2023, 23 for August 2024. So we're seeing a little bit more similar to what we saw with the residential detached, but still under 30 days. All right. Looking at the median sales price for August 2023, we had a median sales price of $365,000, whereas August 2024, the median sales price was $390,000. Slight increase there. Now let's look at the average sales price. August 2023, $360,257, whereas August 2024 was $363,700. Not much difference there at all. That's maybe close to $3,000 of a difference in average. All right. Percent on list price received. Once again, speaking about the price point, the listing price, how close that is to being accurate or priced correctly. And that should be as close as possible to 100%. In 2023 of August, we saw 98.5%. August 2024, 93.9%. So we see a little bit of a dip. And once again, this data does not reflect seller concessions or down payment assistance or any other assistance. It's not reflected in this data. Now, it's still relatively good because it's still close to 100%. So that may speak to other things that may be outliers as to why that number decreased. The inventory of homes for sale, August 2023, 17. August 2024, 44. We have more homes for sale. There's more inventory. Like I said before, probably not what you heard in the media, but that's why you need to get an expert on your team so you can get real data, month-to-month data and year-to-date data. That's what we're comparing. So probably not going to hear that in the media. Let's see some likes on TikTok. Let's see some hearts. We're talking about market data. Where else are you hearing that? So let's talk about that more right here. Also on YouTube, if you want to see what we're seeing, what we're going through, make sure that you go to the profile, click the link in the bio, click the YouTube icon, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and watch us live right now while we're covering this data. All right. Month supply of inventory, August 2023, again, for the same zip code, 30043. That month's supply of inventory was 1.9, whereas August 2024, 5.5. That means that if you were looking to sell residential attached property in the zip code of 30043 during August 2024, you might expect that that house might sit for about 6 months before it's sold. Month supply of inventory means how many months is expected for that current supply with nothing else being added to be sold. And 5.5, I think, is a significant increase, 1.89.5% increase from August 2023. Year to date, we're going to move through this pretty quickly, pretty similar things. New listings, same as we talked about before. The new listings for August through August 2023 was 106. Through August 2024 was 124, slight increase. So we had more listings. Now, pending sales, 78 through August 2023 and 66 through August 2024. We're a little slower on the pending sales and in the pending closes. When we look at through August 2023, there were 70. Through August 2024, there were 55. So we're moving slower on the pending sales and the pending closes, but we have more inventory. And we expect that that inventory sits on the market for a little bit longer. Now, we saw that the inventory is sitting longer with residential attached, meaning that could be your townhomes. So comparing to single family home data and townhomes, for example, in these different types of data, you might see that the townhome is going to sit a little bit longer than the residential for this data comparing August only. All right. So days on market until sale year to date through August 2023, we see 23. Through August 2024, we see 29. So it's a little bit more days on market, but all of the data across the board for residential attached is all under 30 days. All right. And I want to point out days on market until sale and then months of inventory. So we're talking about, when we look at days on market, we're talking about that property in particular. When we're talking about month supply of inventory, we're talking about all the inventory that's on the market. So it may seem a little off, and I know that I'm kind of going through this kind of fast, but I just wanted to bring that contrast there. So each property has a total days on market, and they also have a days on market. And replay the video on YouTube if you want that explanation. All right. Median sales price through August 2023, 353,500, and through August 2024, 352,000. We saw a dip in the median sales price for this zip code 30043 residential attached. Now, for the average sales price, we see through August 2023, it was $352,468. Through August 2024, it was $356,021. So that means that even though we went down on our median sales price, which is our middle point, our average went up slightly. So that means that somewhere along the line, we sold properties that had higher values. All right. The percent of list price receipts, like I said, it should be close to 100%. Through August 2023, it was 99.2% year to date. Through August 2024, it dropped about 0.8% to 98.4%, which is still better than looking at the month individually. The month of August 2023 versus the month of August 2024. So year to date, it seems like we're doing better as far as the percent of list price received. All right, scrolling down so we can see the graph comparing the median sales price of residential attached rolling 12-month calculation. Same explanation as the previous graph that we talked about with the residential detached. All right, so looking at the same time frame, using the same lines, the all MLS and the zip code MLS. So let's start from 2024 of January 2014 of January. We have already slight division between this zip code and all MLS data, where this zip code is underneath all MLS data for residential attached, where it's just up under the point of $150,000. Both points are, but there's a slight gap in between where the zip code here, 30043, is beneath the median sales price of the all MLS data. Now we see over time it's staying that way. It's staying underneath the all MLS data, and it doesn't quite become similar until we get just past January of 2022, where we see that both points kind of meet just at $300,000 as the median sales price for residential attached. Now let's go to where we see another divide, probably at the midpoint, maybe January 2023, where we see that the zip code here, 30043, has surpassed all MLS data and approaches the $350,000 mark much quicker than the all MLS data. Actually, on this graph, the all MLS data does not even meet the $350,000 median sales price, but the zip code here, 30043, does meet that just before January of 2024. And it is hovering above that based on this data. So that's something to keep in mind. We do see, looking at both graphs, that the residential detached surpassed that point probably around January of 2023, surpassed the point of the $350,000 mark and is up in the 400s. Whereas coming into January 2024, we see that's just when the residential attached properties pass that mark. So that's information I think you can use if you're either selling or buying. And that's information that if you are speaking with your real estate agent, realtor about that, hey, let's let's compare. If you're not sure if you want to purchase a single family home or a townhome, for example, maybe ask for data like this. And that's something that I provide my clients. They don't have to ask, but they're going to get more information than this. This is just one spreadsheet, one sheet of data, but they're going to get more information because we're going to talk about what they want, what their needs are, and we're going to see how to best meet that. And I'm going to show them information based on what they present to me for what they desire to see what really fits their price point and their needs. And if that means, hey, let's look at this other zip code and let's just see, is this something that you're interested in looking at? Is this an area that you're interested in living in? If you're not sure, let's say you come to someone and just say, I don't mind living in Gwinnett County. And Gwinnett County is pretty big. So if you don't know where you want to live, data like this can help streamline where you might want to live, especially if you've already been pre-approved and you have a price point that we can say, looking at the data, this price point looks favorable for where you could look for a home and not overextend yourself financially. We don't want anyone house poor. We don't want anyone to overextend themselves because we want people to enjoy being homeowners. And if you overextend yourself in the beginning stages and expenses pile up sometime later, let's say taxes increase or what have you, you're going to be frustrated. You're going to be overwhelmed. And we don't want that for you. We want you to enjoy home ownership and enjoy the process with working with us at Dreams to Keys Realty. So my plan was to go through Gwinnett, Bolton, and DeKalb, but Gwinnett took all of the time pretty much. And I'm probably very passionate about Gwinnett because I feel like Gwinnett is our primary market. So if you are interested in any of those counties, you need to schedule a consultation by clicking the link in the bio. And there's a tab that says, let's talk. Schedule a consultation with me so we can get you into a home, whatever it is, residential detached, residential attached. We're covering data live for you to get familiar with the market. And once you have your consultation with us and become clients of mine, then you can see that we're giving more information. We have very informed clients. You're not just buying a property and say, what do you think? What do you think I should buy? No, you're going to be informed as a client of mine, the Essential Millennial Realtor, so that you can know that what you're putting an offer on, what you're signing an executed contract for is something that you really want and something that you've made a sound decision about. I think this was good information, don't you? Let's see some likes. Let's see some hearts. I see people joining. Thank you for joining. Let's see. Alex Smith, thank you for joining. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Christine, thank you for joining. Hi, hi, hi. And once again, this data was covered live on YouTube. So if you want to see what I was looking at while we were live, then you definitely want to join our YouTube channel. You want to go to the link in the bio. We're going to see the live data. We're going to see what we were asking, all those numbers that I was calling out. You're going to see that live. Who else is doing that for you? On a Saturday? Who else? No one, probably. So that was what we just did on YouTube. We covered the zip code 30043, which is Lawrenceville. It's a city in Georgia, but specifically within Gwinnett County, which is one of the markets that we service here with Dreams to Keys Realty. And so we want to make sure that you all are informed on how to get started, what information is out there. It's more than just the bedrooms and the bathrooms. It's some really significant numbers to look at and to make sure that you are informed on what you want and what you expect. Because if you're going to a realtor or a real estate agent and saying, I just want a home in this market for this price, and you have no knowledge of what the market is doing, then that could cause some frustration and stress between both of you in your client realtor relationship, when you're not cognizant of what the market is doing. It's more than just arguing a price or negotiating a price. It's being knowledgeable and informed of what each number means, what the impact of your negotiation is meaning, not just for you. Of course, as a buyer, you want to get something affordable and as affordable as possible. But we also don't want to cheat the seller out of their hard work and what the market suggests is best for the price point. So we have to make informed decisions. We have to make decisions with integrity and decisions with a mind that is open, honest, and aware. So let's see if we have any questions. Unfortunately, we won't get to DeKalb and Fulton County today. We'll have to do that in future lives. So if you want to catch that data, you want to follow TikTok, follow our page there, as well as follow our YouTube page. All of our social media channels and pages are linked in the bio. So click the link in the bio, and that's how you get started. That's how you get informed. That's how you stay connected. If you're not familiar with me, I am Jalon Strong, the Essential Millennial Realtor of Dreams to Keys Realty, and I do content like this all the time. I've been doing it for a number of weeks. I had some of a hiatus, but I came right back and we're doing more and more data like this. So clearly, next time we come live, we have to talk about Stone Mountain and DeKalb County with the same facts. So we're going to go through that data for the next live. So you already know what's next and you know where to be. Now let's talk about different announcements. Link in the bio has a number of information that is helpful. If you want your credit score to be improved and you are making on-time rental payments right now, you want that data to be added to your credit report and your credit score. And it does not happen automatically. In order for that to happen, you need some assistance. We have an affiliate called Rent Reporters that you can find linked in the bio, where you can get your on-time rental payments to count toward your credit score for all 3 credit bureaus. You can do that right now by clicking the link in the bio and getting that activated, getting started with them. All right, that's linked in the bio. Look in the link for Rent Reporters. Click the link in the bio, see Rent Reporters, and click that link to get started. Now, if you have concerns about identity theft, you may also want your on-time utility reports to be factored into your credit score. You want to click the link in the bio that says Identity IQ. They do all of that. There's a lot going on with scamming and spamming, people gathering information from the dark web. You want additional protection, go to the link in the bio, click the Identity IQ tab, and get connected. They also have available to on that platform utility reporting. So that's why if you're paying your utilities on time, you want to seek utility reporting services for improving your credit score with Identity IQ as well. All of this is linked in the bio. You see me wearing this hoodie. It's getting cold. We just unfortunately had a hurricane that came through the South and is still, I think, swirling a little bit in the Midwest. So let's make sure that we're not cold. We're not getting colds. We're covered up. So My Dreams Have Keys. That's inventory that you can find on our TikTok shop. This hoodie has free shipping on the TikTok shop. You definitely want to check that out. So make sure you do that. The hoodies and the crew necks have free shipping on the TikTok shop. And there's a $5 coupon that you can make sure that you use at the checkout on TikTok shop. You can also find this inventory and others on our website. Our website is dtkrealty.com. Now, there are so many things in the link in the bio. Just click the link in the bio. If you want a consultation with us, click the link in the bio. If you want to make a referral, click the link in the bio. If you want to call us, click the link in the bio. There's also the phone number tab or icon that you can see on the TikTok profile. Click the link in the bio, explore our profile, explore our website. We're here to help. I actually have some referral calls to make even after this live. So make sure that if you're even not in our area, I have no problem with referring you to someone who is. So make sure that you call us, text us. You can call or text that phone number that is linked in the bio or in the description. And we will connect with you and make sure that you are prioritized and connected with who you need to become the homeowner that you desire, whether you're buying or selling. All right. So, are there any questions? We covered a lot of market data this morning. And like I said, we try to wrap up within an hour. So, we're going to have to move the other data to another live, probably do 2 individual lives covering one market at a time. But if this was information you enjoy, information you can use, make sure that you share this live. You're going to want to share this. You're going to want to save this, because what other real estate agent is giving it to you like I am? I'm not sure. But on a Saturday morning, I think it's pretty unique that I'm doing this. So let's see some likes. Let's see some hearts on TikTok. And we're going to wrap up. I will see you all next week for another live. And we're going to cover Stone Mountain, which is in DeKalb, Georgia. So thank you all for joining. And I will see you next time.